Oh, there's an agenda.
Thinking real estate is back
Here we are.
after an extended absence. Lori Dwyer
It
Schleck.
was just the summer, wasn't it? Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda.
It's like school.
Seemed like a long summer.
Any time away from you seems long.
Yeah, right.
So here we are, rejuvenated.
Hopefully.
So anyhow,
How's it going? How was the summer?
short,
In the real
hot.
Well, no, we just said it was long. Now it's short?
Yeah. It's all clothes to wear. Summer clothes. I did get all my white worn though before Labor Day.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyhow, how was it? The market's still, I would say we don't have an overabundance of listings.
Things are selling fast.
Yeah, if it's priced right, it's good, and it looks great, it's gone quickly. Although
what-
August and the
So what, a
first,
lot of buyers out there?
I think it's kind of, there's probably more buyers than seller, but it's maybe balanced a little bit. And August and the first 2 weeks of September are usually very slow, almost slower than December. Do you know why?
No. I don't.
Because, and especially this year, school started before Labor Day.
Yeah.
And in August, people kind of think, wow, we haven't done our vacation yet. And so they take vacations, and then they have to get their kids ready for school. And then they're getting their kids into school and getting daycare and all of that stuff adjusted. So we should see this week, we should see things picking up.
Wow, that's not very good planning, is it?
Well, it is what it is. People get busy, you get excited about the warm weather and you get out and do your gardening and
So you forget
And
to
then
take a vacation and
yeah.
you forget when school starts.
that's right.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't have kids in school, but we have a house in northern Michigan and Granholm's the one who, I believe it's Granholm, who put in changed it so that schools didn't start until after Labor Day. And I think the minute they start prior to Labor Day, you've now affected the tourism for northern Michigan anyhow. And those small communities need that tourism.
Well, that's showbiz.
Yeah, showbiz.
I
I don't know why. Do you know why
Well-
Jackson started early?
Because they want to get started.
I heard that there were extra days added to the school year, and so
There's a lot of
They're
factors,
building
but
some
to me, the
days in
schools
the year.
have to make the decision, not the tourism industry, or even the lawmakers should keep their mitts out of it.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I see how it affects the smaller communities. I mean, we don't have a business in northern Michigan, so I personally can't
well, let the
say one or
northern,
the other, but I can tell you that
let those school districts open when they want to.
Well, it's not those school districts.
I
It's the
understand
parents that have kids going to school in Jackson, for example, who would otherwise have taken a vacation over Memorial or Labor Day weekend.
How do you know
but-
that they didn't take one earlier?
Well, there's a lot of people who
I just
take
not-
that,
I'm
they
not
work
buying-
and they get that
I'm
extra
not-
day on Labor Day.
I'm not buying that argument, and I don't, I
don't
think
know.
it might be legitimate. But to me, the school district should make the decision on when they want to start.
Yeah, well, longer days at school. I think
No.
it's hard on parents too when they take a half a day for teachers to, or they take a day off. I mean, because as a parent, you've planned your daycare or your, whatever, however old the kid is, right? Whatever.
Now,
your
how does that
concerns
affect
are.
anything? Hold it. How's that?
Well, I mean, I'm not a teacher, so, and teachers are
What does that have to do with
valuable
tourism?
assets.
What does that
Well, I
have
just think I don't know why, I guess I do not understand why Jackson started earlier compared to the other lot. It was only
Well,
one
they
of
get out
very few
earlier.
that did.
They get out earlier.
When
okay.
do they get out then?
Well, probably last year they went till the middle of June. This year they'll get out right.
But we didn't have snow days, did we?
Yeah, we had some snow days.
There were some.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I see all the traffic
I went at,
that gets missed from the
Senator
small
Shirkey
communities.
and I went at that
Did
this
you?
morning. Yeah, already.
Oh,
Already,
So
I had a
Greg's
heads up
already
on
primed. for
oh,
this.
okay. Who won that one? He must have.
it. We both did,
You
because
both-
we
oh, so
both
you both
agreed
agree?
that, yeah, that,
Well, I'm not in that position to make that rule, nor do I have children. I just see how it affects the tourism, and I don't know I don't know. I didn't hear your show this morning. I
No.
apologize. But if you
I'm
recorded it, I'll go
crushed.
back and listen to it. 'cause
I'm crushed.
I'm sorry. I was in a meeting. I had a meeting at 7,
At 7?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay.
and then I had another one at 8:30. So
It's a good topic.
it is an interesting topic.
I would be interested to hear what the parents, I'm sure the parents.
Well, and and all of that
I,
affects.
I think they're delighted to have the kids back in.
Oh, maybe, yeah. I mean, my mother used to
And the
always,
kids are ready to go back
We
at
grew-
the end of August.
Are kids really ever ready to go back to school? I
Yeah,
mean,
they
they
are.
don't know they're ready, but they are ready.
They are
Yeah.
ready.
Well, my mother used to always say that the bus was a great babysitter. Because we grew up on Springbrook Road.
Yeah,
And so we were always the last kids off the bus, it seemed like. So
how long were you on the bus?
it seemed like hours, but
But
it was
Half
probably an hour. No, it's because
Really?
well, by the time the bus drops everybody off, and then we'd pick up the bus at, we went to Catholic schools, so it used to be the Catholic bus would meet the Hanover bus
Okay.
at Hanover.
That's
And
how
then
it
it-
was when I went to school too. So it was.
Well, maybe it started out, I can't even remember.
It was, I don't know. I remember being on the bus. We were the first ones picked up, so we had to be out there by like 5:30 or something. in the
What?
morning. Yeah, it was crazy early. Teddy,
No,
Teddy,
no.
And then
Teddy
you-
always missed the bus. It was
And-
kind of funny.
5:30?
Yeah, and then we didn't get home until.
You were the last ones
5 or
off the bus. It
5:30.
was a great, so I took my mother's philosophy. It was a great babysitter. Yeah, because we raised our kids out on South Jackson Road, so.
5:30?
And then just as I started
That
to
seems
drive
early.
is when you moved in
To town, and you could walk to school. Actually, you couldn't walk to Lynn Christie from our house in town, but Teddy could walk to school because he went to Jackson High. But anyhow, well, all of that, if it's a vibrant community and you're in northern Michigan and your businesses are thriving, that affects your property values. So it's a good debate to have, right?
Yeah.
I wonder how other school districts will handle it next year, if they'll follow Jackson's lead. I mean, how many school districts, how many
They're all doing it.
communities
They're all doing it in the county.
in this county, but
county.
how many counties did it other than Jackson
don't know.
County?
You had to I think you had to apply
Right.
Yeah.
I
to
had
do
heard
it
that.
with the state, and there are several
Mm-hmm.
districts. I don't think
Right.
there's,
Well, I know several of the people who lead our schools, and I know they do a phenomenal job, so they must know what they're doing.
I think they're pleased with it.
Well, there you go.
There's always ramifications to
Sure.
any of those issues.
We could always move Labor Day out. That would solve that problem.
Yeah, just moving it.
And randomly move it up. Change that federal.
We'll have to figure out different ways to make money, right?
Right. Well, and I will say it was still busy. We were up north on Labor Day. It was still very busy.
Well, I'm sure it
where
was,
we were.
and it always will be.
And it was a hot weekend.
Just because Grass Lake's going to school isn't gonna kill Labor Day. You know what I mean?
No, Jackson's a vibrant community, and we impact. What decisions are made here could impact, have that ripple effect and impact the state as a whole. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, anyhow, so good time to put your house on the market because there's just not a lot of inventory out there, and the market's just going to start picking up as a result of people getting settled into schools.
Yeah, now people are getting settled and wanting to move forward with their
Right.
their plans.
How was your summer, by the way? Anything happen?
Still going on?
Right? You look good.
Yeah. I'm still here.
There's something that was on the wall there, and I think,
Yeah, we
was it a
moved.
clock or something?
No, there was a banner.
Banner of some sort.
Oh, okay.
Somebody stole it.
Seriously?
No, somebody took it down.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they stole
Great radio conversation to point out things in the room.
it.
Well, they could.
Yeah.
We're videoing this, so you could go to the website.
Yeah,
Right.
did you point?
Yes. But the camera didn't pan over to show what we were pointing at, right? All right, so I didn't really think about what I figured we'd be.
We were talking about schools. I mean, we can talk about how school districts affect property values.
Oh, yeah,
Things like that.
I
I mean, there are desired school districts, whether they truly are better schools, they're perceived as different. Therefore, that affects how property values are in those districts because people want to live in those districts.
right. And then certain schools have passed millages, and that's either made them more attractive or less attractive.
Mhm.
You know, which is, and I think Jackson Public Schools is coming out with a millage in the spring.
They're debating.
They're debating.
I think so. I
Yeah.
don't think that's a done.
Done deal.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I can't swear.
Yeah, and if that goes together, they'd have a nice aquatic center, I think, and I'm not sure what else it's gonna cover. And the Y wanted to do a millage. I don't know that passed on the county level to get on the ballot. Have you heard any of this?
About the why?
Mm-hmm.
I
They were
didn't-
they wanted to do a millage.
No, I didn't know they wanted to do a millage. I know they want money.
Yes, that would be nice to have that,
Yeah.
a new Y.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a nice asset to the community.
Yeah.
And anytime you upgrade your schools, that's a nice asset to the community too. We could get into a lot of topics on schools, like consolidation, but we won't go there.
Well,
And we could talk about the election,
Oh, gosh.
Trump versus Clinton. Holy moly.
no.
There's a debate. Is there a debate this week for our local representatives?
I think it might be next week.
I know there's one on Monday, and I think the League of Women Voters is doing one also. But I'm not sure when theirs is. But the Chamber's doing one on Monday. So that'll be interesting. Did you give them a question? Are you going to tape it or anything?
No.
He's so decisive about that. He just
You could tape it, post it. No, but that would be interesting. What else?
We can talk about.
Oh,
what's
yeah,
been going
and
on this
then,
summer.
so we've been doing some placemaking this summer.
What's place?
You do know we have an art gallery, right?
I do?
Or it's not an
Yeah.
art gallery, it's a gallery. It's not just, I mean, I guess it's art. It's random types of, different types of art, not just paintings.
Original work.
Original work, about 30 artists in there,
Well, that's-
always more.
It's art.
Yeah, jewelry and
Yeah, I don't know why
pottery.
you're- I don't know why you're backpedaling.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Is jewelry art?
I didn't want it to come across as if it were a museum. Everything's for sale. Jewelry, everything. We've got some amazing art in there. If you go down West Avenue, the first block south of Michigan, if you notice the colorful homes in the block, those
Yeah.
are ours. And then we're putting art in front of the properties.
Or on the property.
Or on the properties. And that particular artist that's done the sculptures that are on our properties is in the gallery too. Sold a lot of flowers off the house on the corner of West and Washington. Southwest and West Washington,
Now,
wrong directions.
you were downtown.
We are.
The
Gallery
yes,
is
but
downtown.
but on the house, on our rental house that we have on the corner of Southwest and West Washington, we have flowers that are on the house. And I don't know how many we've sold as a result of those flowers hanging on that house. Now I have heard a few people don't like it, but as Bill would say, de gustibus non despotandum est, which means there's no disputing taste. So, and that's okay, They're
So your gallery's downtown now?
galleries downtown in the first floor of the Jackson County Tower building.
Okay.
I've got great staff down there.
How's business?
It's good. We haven't made any money yet, but we're not going in the poorhouse either. So it's good, and it's really rewarding and gratifying to know that when people come in. Like, I guess we've been really busy because the Dirty Bird opened,
Okay.
and because it's a new restaurant in town, people are waiting, and that's just 2 doors down from us, and they conveniently come and wait in the gallery. And so that's kind of fun.
That is fun. I haven't
We're
heard that
getting,
yet.
yeah, Julie was really busy on Friday and Saturday.
Good.
And a lot of people didn't know that the gallery was there, that were waiting to go eat at the Dirty Bird.
It's fun to be part of the downtown community. Cause
Now, how are people finding out that you're there?
A lot
They
of word
listen
of
to
mouth.
this
Yeah.
radio show.
Okay,
No.
well, you haven't been here for
All
4
summer,
months.
right? I know we opened in February.
I mean, is there,
We
do you have a web presence or?
We have a
Yep.
website. We do Facebook advertising. We do artist receptions. We're always doing. We've got a lot going on.
Yeah, we're taking advantage of a lot of the stuff that's already going on in downtown. So cruising nights, we've stayed open late. We get tons of people through, which is great.
That's good.
Yeah.
So
We wrap. We have special wrapping paper, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
know it came from the Orange Peacock Gallery. The hours are 10 to 6 Monday through Thursday and 10 to 7 on Friday and Saturday. So we're open. I mean, we're not, we don't close when people get out of work. We're still open when you're getting out of work and you can come in. And we have chocolates. The prices go from $1.25 and buy a piece of chocolate for $1.25. The chocolate's really good, AG chocolate. Amazing. What's the most expensive thing? We have a carving by John Blank that I think is about $4,000.
I think so, yeah. That was a great
Wow.
reaction.
Yeah, I think Jamie should
Yep.
buy it.
That runs the gamut.
Yeah, and a lot of in
About
between.
25 to $4,000.
Right, but people can come in there and get their gifts for weddings, and
Yep.
now Christmas is coming up. We're gearing up for that. But yeah, and then so that's nice. And actually, we had someone in town. They were staying in Ann Arbor. They came to see their friends in Ann Arbor from North Carolina, and they specifically came to Jackson to shop. I thought that was great. So anyhow, that's cool. And then we're doing placemaking, and always got some kind of project going on. But the Realtors Association is took advantage of the farmers market area this summer, and we had artists painting.
Adirondack chairs.
Yeah, and so those Adirondack chairs are going to be up for auction on.
So it's available online. So if you go to 32auctions.com/Jackson Chairs, I know it's not the easiest
That
thing to
is
find.
not easy.
Or if you search on Facebook for Activate Jackson, you'll find our Facebook page, and you can.
Bid on these chairs, and the money goes to the artists. So that's the artists were paid to do the chairs, and then plus anything that's raised as a result of the auction goes to the artists. And you go down the farmers market; they're all there. Take a look at them, sit in them, enjoy the river, enjoy the park across the river.
The other
You
cool
know.
thing about them is they were actually made here in Jackson at
Oh
the
yeah, by the
Makerspace.
yeah.
So Jackson Makerspace made
It's
those
a
chairs.
pure Jackson chair.
You are artsy.
Yeah.
Now, are you still selling houses?
I am. I am. In fact, I've got 2 listings right now that we need to talk about.
Okay.
387 South Mill Street, which is in Brooklyn, the village of Brooklyn. And it's $249,900. It's 3 bedrooms, 3 full baths. It's just under 3,000 square feet. This house has an amazing floor plan. It'd be great for entertaining. And the bedrooms are on one end of the house, and the entertaining is on the other end of the house. Full walkout basement, huge, tall ceilings, and it's on the Raisin River.
Wow.
It's and you can
Can you
take
canoe it?
You can canoe. You
It's-
could boat.
yeah.
You can
You
boat
can
on the
boat
river?
it right into is that Wampler's Lake, I think.
That was it.
So it's a great house for under $250,000. Move in ready, and then 6581 Lori Drive, located in Western School District, $169,900. It's a 4-bedroom, 1.5 bath, under 2,200 square feet. It's a tri-level in beautiful shape, ready to move into, fenced-in backyard, 2-car attached garage, nice deck off the back, nice heated
All seasons.
all seasons room, gets a lot of sun. It's just a really nice. Both these houses are nice, easy homes in great locations. It's right at the back of the subdivision on Lori Drive.
Call you.
780-3800.
Thinking Real Estate with Laura Dwyer Schleckie and Jackie Austin.
There you go.
Mondays around 9:30.
Yeah.